I'm Callie and welcome to Kapowski Reads. And this week's vlog was going to be about books. Of course it was. This is a bookish channel. What else would it be about? But I have had a very stressful week at work because it is the end of the financial year, which is a less than joyful and fun time for me at work. So I haven't actually finished any books this week. So instead of chatting about books that I have read, I'm going to chat about books that I have bought because it's been a stressful week. It's been so stressful, and I was in town yesterday, was my day in the office because we're in once a week. So I was in having a horrible time, and I decided to go book shopping after work. Last year, I set myself a ridiculous goal on the 6th of April, which was the start of the new financial year for last year. And my goal was to only buy one new book for every 10 books I read from my existing TBR. And that was going to go right to the end of the 22-23 financial year, which was Wednesday. And I did terribly in that goal. Terribly. I had such lofty goals. I had dreams. I had a graphic. But what I failed to account for was the fact that buying books makes me happy. I like getting books and I like having a whole pile of books from which to choose. So I did really badly. But one thing I did learn from my year of trying to reduce my book purchasing was that I stopped doing hauls. Really. Like, I did hauls at certain times, like when I was away or when it was the half price hardback sale, because my mother did not raise a fool. I love a bargain. I cannot resist, especially if it's something I'm going to buy anyway. So this was my first kind of haul out with those sort of situations. This was I am stressed, I need a little treat. I'm allowing myself to buy whatever I desire. And I did. I got this many and a book I just dropped. So I thought, now that I've picked those up, I thought I would talk you through my new books. And if you've read any of them, let me know how you got on with them, because I am so excited about each and every one of these books. So first up is the book that is the reason I went to Waterstones. I actually did a click and collect for this book. And as the day went on, it got worse and worse. So I decided I was going to buy more. But the reason I went to the bookshop was to pick up Reach for the Stars by Michael Cragg. This book is about pop stars of 1996 to 2006, which is like a golden age, I think, for pop music in the UK anyway. I was 10 when in 1996, and I just remembered being so into all of the bands that were coming out, and it was just a really exciting time for me. And the book does go up to 2006, and at that time I wasn't really listening to new pop bands, but I do think that this will be a really exciting book, and I think it's just going to be so interesting because this book is actually going to include interviews with the pop stars and the bands that I enjoyed at the time or were popular at the time, and sort of find out what really happened. So it's almost like revisiting old editions of smash hits, but today with a sort of modern view on the sort of true nature of pop music, that these people did not make loads and loads of money. They were exploited most of the time. And I just think it's going to be so interesting. It's a piece of pop culture that really sort of speaks to me, and I think it's going to be full of nostalgia and like be very informative. And I'm so excited about this book. It is a big old book. It's over 500 pages and it spans a decade, but it includes so many pop bands that I loved. It's a new book, it's newly out, which is why I had to click and collect it, because they didn't have a lot of copies and there weren't any on the shelves. So I'm very glad that I have this. I'm so excited. Lady Macbeth Ed by Isabel Schuler. This, I'm not 100% sure what it's about. I just know a lot of my friends have read it, I've seen it and gone, I want that. I am fairly certain that this is a retelling of Lady Macbeth. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain it is, because from the blurb everything's very familiar to Macbeth. And you know, if I just cut off the bit at the end, it's Lady Macbeth. I might be wrong, and the blurb isn't giving me too much, and I'm really reluctant to look a little deeper into it in case I give myself spoilers, because I don't want to do that. But a whole gaggle of my friends have read this and raved about it, so I wanted to read it too. Next up is another book that I feel like I've seen everywhere, The Writer's Retreat by Julia Bartz. This book is about a group of women who go off on a writer's retreat, and when they're there they realise that they have been given a challenge to complete an entire novel while at this retreat, which seems like the whole reason you go on the writing retreat. But then the people at the writing retreat start to get picked off one by one, and I love a secluded location where people get picked off one by one. It's what I enjoy in a sort of thriller mystery, so I'm really excited about this. I have seen a lot of people talking about this on BookTube, and what can I say? I was influenced. I bought it, and it's quite short, which was a surprise because I did not expect this book to be so short. Like it's just over 300 pages, which feels very short for a sort of mystery kind of thriller, but I'm expecting it to be so good, and I'm really looking forward to it. I might see if I can read this pretty soon because it is quite short, so I should be able to squeeze it in. Next is The Fair Botanist by Sarah Sheridan, which was the Waterstones Scottish Book of the year 2022. Again, this book comes to me highly recommended. I'm just, once again, a little bit late to the party. This book is set in 1820s Edinburgh, where a widow has returned to stay with family, and she finds herself sort of really enjoying the botanic gardens near her new home, and she meets a new friend, a mysterious friend who's got a secret. I love that. And they just form this bond, and secrets and lies are revealed. And it seems like there's going to be some big repercussions going on. The mysterious stranger also has had a hand in creating some perfumes, which are referred to as being the dark arts. So I'm thinking, are these poisons? I want them to be poisons. I kind of hope they are. I love a botanical garden in real life, so I'm really excited to read about a book that involves a sort of homage to a botanical garden, and again, super highly recommended to me. So I hope my friends do have great opinions in books, so I know I'm gonna love this. And I also picked up the Waterstones Scottish Book of the Month for April, which was The Party House by Lynn Anderson. This book, it meets my need for a secluded setting. There is a party house, a grand home in the Highlands, where the locals are absolutely raging to find out that the owner of this house plans to open it up and sort of market it as a party house to tourists. And while they're sort of setting up the house to be this grand Airbnb type thing, they find the body of a missing girl, a young girl, and things are revealed, and I'm just so excited. I love a home that's away from people and stuff goes wrong, and I just think it's going to be so exciting, and I really want to find out what happened, what led to that girl being there. I'm excited. I also bought a few other books, so those were my books from Waterstones, but I wanted another book and they didn't have that book, so I ordered it online and it has arrived. And what also arrived was a pre-order that I made in October, and I forgot about it, so I have 2 more books. And the book that I ordered that I couldn't get in Waterstones was Hags by Victoria Smith. I am very much in my sort of era of reading more non-fiction. This is about middle-aged women, women in their 40s, which I don't is that middle-aged? I'm 36. I do feel middle-aged though. So maybe it is. This is about the way that society views older women. And I think it is actually through the ages. I did see references to the older women characters in like Disney and in fairy tales, and how sort of those old crones were not really old crones. Yeah. I'm really excited to sort of read about that because I read Femina recently and it just sort of spurred something in me to like read more sort of non-fiction about women, and I'm so excited to read this. I really want to read it. I often refer to myself as being a hag. Generally is it like a swamp hag because my hair is behaving today, but often it's just like I've walked through a bush. So I'm very excited about this. I don't know anybody who's read this. This is a very new release, so I'm so excited about this, and I'm really giddy to be reading more non-fiction. And my pre-order that I'd forgotten about is The Grief Nurse by Angie Spoto, and this is by a Scottish author. So I'm loving the amount of Scottish fiction that I've managed to obtain in my recent splurge. This is about a grief nurse, which is basically a person who takes those negative emotions away from, in this book, a wealthy family so that they don't have to bother themselves with things like feeling sad. And in this book, she's off taking care of those rich people, making sure that they don't feel those negative emotions when a death occurs. And lots of people flock to the home, and the grief nurse is kind of a bit overwhelmed by everything that she is tasked with doing, and then the bodies start to pile up. So I'm really excited to find out more about this book. It's a very new book as it only just came out, but I'm really excited to find out if there's sort of a magical element to her taking on board their emotions, or if it's more of a sort of placebo effect. I don't really know, and I'm really excited to find out. This is, again, super short, so I'm sure I'll be able to get through it pretty quickly when I do get to it. But grand home, secrets, mysteries, and murder. What more would I want in a book? I actually feel like I recognise this house. It looks very familiar. I feel like I maybe went on a school trip to a house that was very similar to this. So I'm excited. I'm so looking forward to this one. I was really looking forward to this when I pre-ordered it. Then I forgot. Then it arrived and I remembered how excited I was. So I love when that happens. So this is my pile of new books, and there is a little bit of cat hair in that bottom book, so that might get picked up. And I am so excited about all of these, and I really like that I'm no longer sort of denying myself book buying. I'm not denying myself, but I sort of don't feel guilty for buying them. This month is the month that we don't pay council tax because we pay it 10 months of the year. So I have a little bit of extra money in March that I chose to spend on books. And I'm very comfortable with that choice that I have made. And I sort of realise now that I don't want to deny myself buying things that make me happy. I work really well on a reward-based system. So I like buying myself a little treat now and then. And I think that trying to limit buying myself my little treats is never going to end well for me. So book buying bans and me, stupid idea. It was never going to work. All it did was make me feel really guilty every time I bought a book, and nobody wants to feel guilty buying things that bring them joy, so I'm not going to do that again. Oh, let me know if you've read any of these books. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!